Welcome to you Geminis, welcome for your monthly forecast for November 2014. And what does it mean for the Geminis? What is going to happen with the planets? Well, there are two things very important. First of all, there's a stellium in the air. I'm going to explain that a little bit. And secondly, Saturn is playing a crucial role because faster planets are conjuncting three faster planets, which is Venus, Mercury and the Sun, are going to pass that point where Saturn is. So let's have a look at what this means for you Geminis. This stellium is happening in your 6th house, so there is the hard work that has been done for already quite a while, because Saturn is there for already quite a while. And now there's this stellium building up lots of planets there, especially the beginning, the 2 first weeks of November. There is this huge emphasis on your 6th house, the house of Scorpio. Now Scorpio wants to go deep, wants to over focus, wants to get to the root of the matter. And whenever all those planets go into your 7th house of Sagittarius, which is beginning during the last 2 weeks of the month, that will give you a bit more of an uplift, because Gemini and Scorpio, that's very different energy. Unless you have some personal planet in Scorpio, could be the case. You could have a moon in Scorpio, you could have a Jupiter in Scorpio, whatever. But Gemini energy is energy that is all over the place, that is very witty, that is very exciting, that is very light, that is very funny. And Scorpio is serious. It wants to go to the depths of the waters. So that can be a bit stressful for Geminis, but not when you know why this is all happening now to you. Why this is the best case scenario for you. So when you have an overdose on the 6th house in Scorpio, it means that and certainly with Saturn there, don't forget that Saturn has been there for a long time. Saturn, the planet of structure, the planet of discipline, and it's going to leave that 6th house. It's going to be in Sagittarius next month. So it's those last pieces, those last bits of structure in the 6th house. And what is the 6th house? The 6th house is firstly, it's health. It's your physical health, it's your mental health. So a lot of Geminis, even the Geminis who maybe have never paid attention to their health, they are now beginning to see the fruits of taking care of your health. I mean, mentally and physically, which is because certainly Geminis, your ruler is Mercury, which is the mind. It's very good for Geminis. It's very good for everyone actually, but also it's certainly for Geminis who are a lot in the head, to become more in the body, which is the 6th house, to be in the body, because the body is also the mind, or a piece of it, or whatever you want to call it. But I think that the body also has a mind, you know, the nervous system alone. The body has also its intelligence, and you Geminis are now discovering that, and the fruits to that, towards maybe exercising, towards sports, towards healthy food or whatever, towards relaxation. If you are a nervous person, maybe that Saturn in the 6th house made you realize that you need to relax, and that was probably not easy for you, but you're doing it anyway. So that's this, that when it comes to health. On the other hand, the 6th house is associated with your day-to-day routines that you do, but also for a lot of people that is work, but not for all people. It could be your day-to-day routine. So there's a super focus on that now, certainly this first 2 weeks. I'll give you an example how that can, because these are general horoscopes, but I want to give you an example to make it more practical. I see the 6th house as a house of administration. It's the administration house. You know, it's that house that when you work for yourself, you need to do your administration. When you don't work for yourself, you need to, you know, you also need to pay bills and make sure that your things are in order when it comes to the paperwork. And I think Geminis are not really keen on that in general because it takes time to do that thoroughly. And now, because all those planets are in Scorpio, it's going to demand some time. So it's a good thing to reinvest in making your day-to-day routines or your administration, making it more efficient. And how can you do that? Well, I'll give you a simple example. I gave that to another sign as an example. If you want to do, if you have to do because of your work, you have to do mailings, for instance, and you have to mail to 100 of people. And every because you're a bit chaotic or you hate to do it, every month you need to do that mail, and every month it's a burden because it takes you too much time to cluster all the contacts towards who you need to mail to. So it's taking you way too much time. Maybe now is the time to put that in an Excel file. What do you think? And to put all those names of your contacts into an Excel file, it's just an example, but bear with me. To put those names in an Excel file, so, and that's a lot of work, you know, all those emails, addresses, you need to put them into Excel. It's a boring job to do, but it's efficient. Because next time, guess what? If you have to do the mailing again, you do it in a minute. You do copy-paste, copy of the Excel file, put it into your mail, and off you go. And the next month, it's not going to take you a minute, it's going to take you 50 seconds. And the next month after that, and so on and so on. In other words, this is really a very, I think not the best explanation, but I want you to make clear that doing hard work in that 6th house will give you benefits for the whole year, and maybe longer than that. So that's the theme for the Gemini during the month of November, especially the 2 first weeks of November. So bear in mind, sometimes we need to do things that we really don't like to do, but it benefits us in the long run. And it could have to do with other routines, you name it. And it could have to do with your day-to-day work as well, that you need that super focus. You're very focused now towards that because it needs the attention in order to make it easier afterwards. That's the basic idea. Then Venus goes into Sagittarius around the middle of the month. Also the Sun goes into Sagittarius around the 23rd of the month. And that will make your the energy a bit more buoyant, especially with people that you are close to, one-to-one people that you live with, your loved one. And if you're single, it could be the people that you interact with at work, your colleagues, your clients. With having the Sun there, having Venus there, very nice energy towards you because you're getting kindness from other people shining a light into your life, which is the Sun energy, and that brings you out of this hard work that you needed to do for a long time and that now is getting its structure. So so interesting time for Gemini with a lot of different energies, and Geminis normally do like that, a bit of everything, because Geminis are easily bored because they're not so focused, and so it will be a month of different energies, and I think that will be good for you. You will normally, I don't mention the new moons for Gemini, but there is a new moon on your axis of the 7th house, which is the other person. So for those who are single, it can mean maybe a new person comes into your life around the 22nd of November, because it's a new moon in Sagittarius, which is your opposite house. For people who are in a relationship, it means there are changes, an ending and a new beginning. It doesn't mean to say an ending of your relationships. For some it will, but it doesn't mean to say so. But mostly for people it will mean getting a bit higher on the spiral, you could say, in the commitment, for instance, with another person. or new clients coming in, new people coming in. So that is all very uplifting for the Geminis. There's one period of time, because your ruler is Mercury and your ruler is doing fine in that 6th house that I just talked about. But it's going to conjunct Saturn, and that will be around, and that can be a couple of days that you can feel a bit more tensed than usual. And I'm having a look when that will be. That will be around the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th of November. So a couple of days that you can feel a bit more tense and feeling a bit more focused. But again, don't go to the road of anxiety. Go to the road of I'm going to work hard, and then all will be fine. So have a good month, you Geminis. Have a very, very good month. Thank you for your attention, and see you next month. Bye bye.